So good morning, YouTube friends. This morning I got up and I went to go and check on my seedlings. I sowed seedlings for pollinators, and I sowed seedlings to give me a lot of burst of color in the garden, so that it's a pleasure to walk around there. Now this is my mom's granny flat. It's adjacent to my property. She lived there for over 20 years. And she passed away sadly. Next month it'll be 3 years ago from complications of breast cancer. So October's breast cancer month. But we decided that this is going to be a place of joy and of life and not one of bad memories. There outside the window you can see the lemon tree growing. And then inside we moved racks in and we put our plants under grow lights. All our seedling trays are there. And they were not even 2 weeks ago. They were planted. They were planted in compost that we made ourselves from the garden refuse. And so these are the pollinator seedlings. I just drilled holes in a basin, planted them. As you can see, the grow light bulb is on them. I have 2 grow lights and I have 1 shop light. These tomato plants were planted on just serviettes that I squeezed some beautiful cherry tomato pips, and that's a weed, of course. I planted the pips on there, let them dry, and then I just put that in 2 layers. I lasagnaed it between layers of compost, and I'm going to be very, very busy transplanting all of these tomato plant seedlings, and it'll be interesting to see what varieties they are because they were mixed. Here I have little asylum flowers. In Afrikaans, we call it heuningblommetjies. And then we have some sunflower seeds. Those are the bigger ones that came up. It's so dense, I'll just have to cut little strips and plant them, pop them all over in the garden. But I'm very impressed with them. So it's really a huge a lot of planting I'll have to do. Here are even more tomato seedlings. So I'll wait till the 2 true leaves are strong, and then I'll start separating them. And this is just our last of the catnip seeds that I topped up with some of our own made compost, and the last of the seeds are coming out. So that's it for the catnip this season. But now I have a lot of strong plants in the garden already, and adding these ones, so that'll be great. We'll have enough. I have this light, as you can see when I switch it on, it's got all the spectrums. So that you'll need when you start having indoor fruiting plants. And then I have a little bulb. They've served me very well, both just purchased on Amazon. And at the hardware store, I bought the shop light that's underneath there. Here are a few seedlings, and I don't know what that is. Okay, there's the weeds again. But then we have these little fat leaves, and I don't know what that could be. It could be kiwi plant. It could be anything. I don't know. We'll see when the plants grow. Then the last of our stronger catnips, and then my curry leaf tree that I sort of made lots of little sticks from. Look how beautiful that is. I've done a short on it as well. I just popped it in the compost, and there you go. They made leaves. I'm sure the roots are busy forming, and in a short while I'll plant them out, and we'll have enough curry leaf trees. And I also harvested the berries, so there's enough. So we're nearing spring in the southern hemisphere, so I decided I need to soak my seeds, get them to plump up so that the little skins start splitting. And I didn't have enough space, so I just grabbed a lot of cookie sheets, the silicone ones, and I've written on them what I've planted. As you can see, there's tissues in there, and then tissue paper, and I just filled it up with water. So these are melons. The top one is the Amish melon. There are a variety of melons I put in there, anything from Amish melons, golden honey melons. There are some that are Russian packets of seeds. One with a white with a green fleck. Then there's one that's yellow with a green fleck on the skin, but the inside is pink. I don't know what their proper variety names are. All I can tell you is the picture I saw on the packet. So I'll keep them moist and keep checking on them every day. So yeah, that's the Russian one. Just to make sure that they don't get moldy and get fungus on. And if I suspect that that's happening, then I'll quickly plant them up into soil. So the next tray is like a little mini loaf tray, and I've put in some trombone squash. The three that are closest to us are trombone squashes. And then we've got a white flat pumpkin. We call it a boerpampoen in my language. As you can see, the seeds are plump. They've swollen out very, very nicely. And it's almost as if you can see a bit of a greenish color below the skin. Then we have some gem squashes. And then the last one is that big green rough peel Hubbard squash. And I just hope it's permanent marker I put on the trays. These seeds have actually been treated a little bit, so that's why they're green. Sometimes you'll get them pink, sometimes you'll get them green. So the next tray is American market cucumbers. And all of them are cucumbers. So I know we need a lot of space for that, but I'll grow vertically. And they're also busy soaking. So just keep checking on them. These are the national pickling cucumbers, soaking them. You can see the little packets lying there. And then here I have the curry leaf seeds that I harvested from my curry leaf tree that was gifted to me. You'll see there's tiny little, I'll put it down now. There's tiny little spots. It looks almost like little dots on the green, little white little dots. Can you see there? So that's where the little roots are going to be forming. So I'll have a lot of curry leaf trees. Well, I'll give them and sell them, and we'll see what we get from there. So this is all on the rack, and I cover it up just to make sure that the cookie trays, the silicone cookie trays remain moist, so you'll get some condensation. That's the way we'll keep those growing. So on the next shelf, we've got our curry leaf tree cuttings. I just cut the main stalk of the curry leaf tree I was gifted. I popped them in compost, and they all formed leaves. I do think that there's probably a strong root system there, and in between is just catnip.